the term Abenomics to describe the Keynesian economic policies of the Japanese Prime Minister Shinzō Abe. Mr. Abe, who is leader of the Liberal Democrats Party, has been Prime Minister since 2012. Essentially, Abenomics says that strict monetary policies can tackle Japan's long-term deflationary problem. Specifically, Mr. Abe believes that his policies will lead to economic growth. Furthermore, he insists they will lead to greater exports, more jobs, and higher wages. Abenomics is a blend of the words Abe and economics. Similarly, Clintonomics and Reaganomics refer to the policies that US Presidents Ronald Reagan and Bill Clinton used. Ironically, Mr. Abe, who is right of center, has opted for a Keynesian left-wing policy rather than a monetarist one. The objective of Abenomics is to increase Japanese annual GDP growth. GDP growth and inflation have been very low for decades in Japan. Abenomics is a mix of reflation, government spending, and a growth strategy. The aim is to kickstart the Japanese economy out of economic suspended animation. The Japanese growth rate since the 90s has been much weaker than it was during the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Abenomics aims to boost capital spending, which will create new demand, which will stimulate domestic consumption, which will result in more jobs, and hopefully higher wages, which will help companies recover. It is difficult to determine whether Abenomics has worked. GDP growth in Japan over the past 5 years continues to be disappointing. However, we don't know whether things would have been worse during that period without Abenomics.